Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us here this morning for a Scytec DataXchange webinar. This morning's webinar is titled Why Manufacturers Choose DataXchange. We host these webinars on a monthly basis that cover some sort of either machine monitoring related topic or a topic that applies to the manufacturing industry at large. These normally go from anywhere from about a half hour to about 50 minutes. This one is going to be a little bit shorter. Next month is going to be the last one that we have for the year. But yeah, once again, this is titled Why Manufacturers Choose DataXchange, and we're going to be going over a lot of the features and provisions from Scytec DataXchange and what makes those stand out from other machine monitoring competitors. So the first thing I'm going to do this morning is go over the order of events for this morning's webinar, starting off with first, what are the beneficial features of DataXchange, followed by what environments and processes benefit from Scytec DataXchange machine monitoring. Following that, we will discuss how long does it take to see results in your shop floor after successfully implementing machine monitoring. We will be discussing the differences between DataXchange and the other machine monitoring competitors, some client successes with DataXchange, and where you guys can find out more information and how we at Scytec support our machine monitoring clients. And then finally, we will be discussing the upcoming DataXchange release. And at the end of next month, and we do this every year, the final webinar for Scytec DataXchange always goes over the releases that transpired in that given year. We go over all the updates and new features inside of Scytec DataXchange in a specific webinar. Now, for those of you that are new here, there's going to be some things that I discuss very briefly, and that's just because there isn't a ton of time to talk about every single thing that I discuss. If you are interested in anything, you can also go to our Scytec.com website as well as our YouTube channel. And anything that I bring up here that I don't fully discuss, we have a specific webinar on that topic. All right, well, first off, I'd like to discuss the features and provisions that make Scytec DataXchange a standout machine monitoring platform. Starting first with the transparent, affordable pricing with no surprises. Many machine monitoring systems lock you into expensive contracts, costly hardware, complex installations, and minimum size orders that do not reflect the needs of your shop floor. DataXchange offers simple, scalable pricing starting at just $52 a machine per month with no long-term commitment required, no minimum orders, unlimited users, plans, charts, and dashboards all under one account. And you can also get discounts on the volume of machines that you have monitored under DataXchange as well as annual terms. With Scytec DataXchange, we offer month-to-month pricing as well as 1 year and 2 year terms. So if you are on one of those annual terms, you will get a discount. And if you have starting off at 10 machines or more, and then from there, if you have 20, 50, 100, you can get additional discounts on that machine volume. So you get enterprise level functionality without the enterprise price tag with Scytec DataXchange machine monitoring. Next up, we have feature licensing that fits your needs. And Scytec DataXchange motto is to grow with your collected data. DataXchange offers a host of useful features on different levels, allowing manufacturers to receive the desired data they need to effectively scale their production environment and DataXchange along with it. And you can find out more about these provisions on our Scytec.com website /compare licensing levels, where we show you all the additional features that you can get on the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum licensing levels. So going back to our grow with your collected data motto, at Scytec, we actually advocate for people to start off on the bronze licensing level as opposed to one of the higher gold or platinum licensing levels, to mainly just get this implemented into your daily routine. So on the bronze level, you're basically collecting automatic cycle statuses, feed rate and rapid overrides, as well as unknown downtime. telling you if your machine is running or not running. And then once you have DataXchange and its automated features integrated into your guys' daily routine, then we kind of advocate to step up to the higher licensing level, which includes silver and gold, and the platinum licensing levels, which some of those have more features, supplemental applications, and more. The next thing that I'm going to discuss that kind of separates DataXchange from some of our machine monitoring competitors is adaptable rules that solve your issues. And one of the most powerful and unique advantages of Scytec DataXchange machine monitoring is its ability to let users define rules for how their machine data is collected from their shop floor equipment. That is based on their own specific production needs. So when you go through your onboarding process here, we ask a few questions about, like what's your shop floor look like, what kind of machinery do you have, and what are you looking in terms of improvement from that. And we can kind of show you how you can set up these rules inside of DataXchange to then solve these problems. So with fully configurable rule creation, your machine data collection adapts to your workflows and then not the other way around. And some use cases for these adaptable rules that solve your shop floor problems include: does your team require alerts when a job is complete or a machine setup takes too long? You could get notified of those kind of events inside of Scytec DataXchange. And would you like different levels of staff to be notified about issues affecting their area of responsibility? And would you also like to walk into a production meeting fully informed with automated delivery of key metrics? These are all things that can be achieved with these adaptable rules inside of Scytec DataXchange. Inside of DataXchange, everything is 100% created by the rules that you define. We also have the integration to industry standard, or digital twin standard Vericut, that is offered as well within Scytec DataXchange. And Scytec has partnered with Vericut, integrating the Scytec DataXchange machine monitoring platform into Vericut via the CNC Machine Connect module, which includes 3 different modules: the pre-check, live streaming, and post-check functions. We have 2 separate webinars with CG Tech specialists that go over all of the provisions of this exciting integration that you can find out online or our YouTube channel. And this integration gives users the ability to connect Vericut directly to CNC machines through DataXchange to utilize real-time data from the shop floor. The next feature that I would like to discuss that makes DataXchange stand out from our machine monitoring peers includes that DataXchange is able to monitor more machines, new and old, sensors, cobots, and more. Your shop floor probably doesn't run on just one machine type, and neither should your monitoring system. Scytec DataXchange connects to a wide range of machines, including CNCs, including major name brands such as Fanuc, Siemens, Haas, Akuma, Mazak, and more, as well as fabrication machines, including press brakes, saws, lasers, and more. Older legacy machines without Ethernet ports and manual machines, cobots, sensors. And some of the sensor types that you can see down there in that right corner include current sensors, vibration sensors, proximity and fill level sensors. But we also have clients that connect to sensors such as like temperature and humidity. And a use case for the humidity is that we have a client that monitors the humidity in their environment. And if things get kind of too humid and can warp some of their raw materials, they will shut that down from a notification that can be sent via DataXchange. And one of the other things that I will talk about here in just a couple of slides is our direct protocol access to those major name brand CNC producers such as Fanuc, Akuma, and Siemens. And if you go onto our main Scytec.com website, we have a tab called Supported Technology, where if you click on one of those logos, you can see all the information that can be retrieved from those name brand CNC producers like Fanuc. So I'll show you all that here in just a couple of seconds. But the next thing I'd like to discuss is the endless configurability options that you have inside of Scytec DataXchange. And with DataXchange machine monitoring, manufacturers can turn collected data into meaningful insights tailored to their shop floor environment. The manufacturing dashboards in DataXchange offer unlimited configuration options, allowing users to display key metrics such as alarms, high and low overrides, M0, M1 pauses, good and scrap part counts, real-time machine status, and much more. Now, if you look over on the right, you can see a bunch of toggles and descriptions next to those toggles, including things like program number, good parts, parts per hour percentage, part numbers, work order numbers, the logged in user for DataXchange. All these things can be turned on inside your DataXchange real-time dashboards to show the necessary metrics that you are looking for. And as I said earlier, this is a overall kind of idea of endless configurability inside of DataXchange that can show you all the needed metrics. Now, just a second ago, I talked about the direct machine connection and the ability for DataXchange to access the protocols of major CNC brands. And as I said, you can go to our website, and under our tech supported page, you can click on some of the logos for these name brands, and it could show you all the different data points that you are able to pull off. We have these in PDF formats. The one that you are looking at right now is from Fanuc, and you can see things like the active tool number, alarm information, cycle status, part counts, part numbers, the main program number, the active program number, just a whole long list of data points that we are able to retrieve from specific name brand machines that go way beyond, is my machine running or not running? Next up, I'd like to discuss what kind of environments benefit from Scytec DataXchange. And the first that I'm going to be discussing is high volume and low mix. And these production environments with long runs benefit from DataXchange by automatically detecting stoppages in real time, alerting personnel to upcoming needs. The DataXchange dashboards and notification feature sets display live and historical alarm data, tool life, material levels, maintenance schedules, helping managers allocate resources efficiently, cutting costs, and boosting output. Now, the real-time alerts that you can get in DataXchange via email, text, and Microsoft Teams, as well as the dashboards, also flag issues like reduced feed rates, saving time, controlling tooling costs, and preventing quality problems. Next up, I'd like to discuss the how a job shop that utilizes low volume and high mix can use DataXchange. And DataXchange helps job shops and low volume manufacturers cut costs and improve efficiency by tracking machine utilization and downtime. DataXchange automatically collects equipment data and allows operators to log specific downtime reasons through the intuitive supplemental application, the operator data interface, ODI. As I said, everything that I discuss here, we have a separate webinar about. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the ODI, it is a supplemental application offered on the silver and above licensing levels. And it helps track some of the machine statuses that cannot automatically be collected. This application is on a tablet that you would have in an operator working inside of a cell with multiple machines. And it will say if you had an issue that could not automatically be detected, like a longer than expected setup, break, or a broken tool or something like that, that can be logged inside of the operator data interface. Real-time dashboards, alerts, and messages via the text, email, or Microsoft Teams notifications that I mentioned earlier keep teams informed, connected, reducing setup, changeover, and first article delays. Next up, I'd like to discuss what makes DataXchange stand out from its competitors. And this is something else that you can find online as well. And I'm going to kind of briefly gloss over some of these. But DataXchange, as I mentioned earlier, can connect to just about everything that could be in your shop floor. Some of our competitors only connect to specific machines, such as CNC only. DataXchange offers many deployment types. We have 3, with 2 different cloud offerings, as well as an on-premise solution. And with DataXchange, you can also start off on one deployment type and then move to another. So you could start off in a cloud and then move to an on-premise deployment. And some of our competitors only offer cloud storage or on-premise and don't have the option to switch between one or the other. DataXchange also has no minimum orders for machines, which I mentioned earlier, and some of our competitors have high minimum orders for machines, which don't really kind of support a lot of smaller job shops. One of our competitors only offers licensing for 10 and above machines. DataXchange also offers unlimited users and geographic locations on one account. Others do not offer unlimited users or geographic locations. As I mentioned earlier with DataXchange, if you can have multiple plants in different locations, and that'll all be under one account for one price. We don't charge you any more for that. DataXchange is also affordable, starting off at $52 a machine, and others are a lot more costly. Scytec professionals can come on site for troubleshooting, implementation, or some special cases in terms of unique machinery that you would like monitored. And some of our competitors only offer over-the-phone support. DataXchange integrates with Vericut, which I discussed earlier, the digital twin standards, and no other platform integrates with Vericut. There's only one other competitor that I'm aware of that even integrates with a digital twin software. And DataXchange can retrieve tons of information off of machines, like I showed you just a few slides ago, with that direct protocol access to name brand machinery. And others can only basically let you know about machine downtime if your machine is running or not running. And the final thing that I would say that separates DataXchange from some of our competitors is that notion of endless configurability for your dashboard, your notifications, etc. And others are very limited in their offerings for reporting. Like I said, you can only just find out if your machine is running or not running. So how long does it take to see improvements with DataXchange? So when DataXchange dashboards are set up and configured correctly, and the ODI tablets are being used by operators in their respective cells, immediate results can be achieved within a matter of weeks. And that can even be as low as a couple of days in the beginning of each month. And after the data has been exposed and workplaces and workplace processes get updated, DataXchange also offers a bunch of automation features that can be integrated into your daily routine very easily. Continual improvement can then be had more so in the following months after that initial improvement of just within a few weeks. And as I said earlier, we have a motto here of growing with your data, where once you have DataXchange implemented into your daily routine and you're using it correctly, you can move on to other licensing levels and use the other features and supplemental applications, like I said, with the ODI and the Vericut integration. So what have DataXchange clients achieved with our machine monitoring standard? Now, I show this slide on quite a few of some of our other webinars, and you can find all of our case studies in both video and white paper format at our main Scytec.com website /Scytec DataXchange case studies. And the typical reported increase in machine utilization ebbs and flows anywhere from about 10 to 30%, with clients seeing a 15% increase in utilization immediately. We had another client that saw a 10 to 20% increase in utilization, and then that went up to 30% with further DataXchange use. And then we have plenty of clients that see things increase in terms of productivity, teamwork, and workplace processes, increases in capital save, decreases in cost per part, increase in part counts and machine utilization. And as I said, all of these can be found online on our DataXchange case studies tab, which you can find, as I said, in video format at that same Scytec.com website. And we have a whole host of kind of pull quotes and more in-depth discussions with our clients that name them by their employment type and as well as their company. So please definitely go to our Scytec.com website if you have any questions about what some of our current users have experienced with DataXchange. And then finally, wrapping up this morning's webinar, I'd like to discuss what is coming up next for the DataXchange machine monitoring platform. As I said, at the end of next month, we will be having a webinar that discusses all of the improvements that transpired in this 2025 year. The big update that will be coming out next month, maybe even next week, is Scytec DataXchange will be receiving an update next week that features some very heavy user interface improvements, which is the RTV designer now being in Data Display. Data Display is our mobile and browser-based reporting tool. And traditionally, the RTV Designer was found in the desktop configuration application for DataXchange. Soon, it will be found in the Data Display mobile and browser-based reporting tool. So if you've been a long-time user of DataXchange, you'll know that your RTV views were previously created in desktop application, and then they would then populate in the bottom row of your data display launchpad, which you can see at that image there in the middle that says RTV with all the little boxes and numbers. And then below that, we have a typical real-time view dashboard, which is for alarms. So with this new update, you will see that the RTV Designer is in the menu options for the data display launchpad. And there's some very kind of familiar, RTV setup options that you can see there in the middle and far screens. So with this update, we are going to be rolling it out first to some kind of long-term clients that are heavy DataXchange users. If you would like to kind of get exposure to this new RTV design process, please reach out to us at our support channels, which I will show you here at the end of this webinar, to get access to that a little bit earlier than some people. As I said, within the next week or so, we are going to be rolling this out. And the way that we support our DataXchange clients with these updates is that we have some additional resources that I'd like to show you and talk to you about here. As I mentioned earlier, we will be having an end of the year review webinar, and that'll be the final DataXchange webinar that we will be having this year. Also, we have our YouTube channel as well to find out about all these webinars and the DataXchange features that you can find everything. And then finally, we have our Scytec University, where you can find out more about this upcoming update, or if you have any questions about DataXchange in general, you can come to this website and you can type something into that little search bar up there, and it'll populate with FAQs, tutorial videos, and more. Now, for this upcoming release, since it is also very user interface heavy on the improvement side of things, we will be sending out an email that discusses everything. You can find out more about it on our main Scytec.com website, where we will have a notification bar at the top of it where you can click on it and find out more about the update. But then I myself will also be sending out a video that shows this process, and you can come back to this website as well. And our support team will have some information on here about how to use this new RTV Designer, which can be found inside of Data Display moving forward in a very short time coming up. So as I said, if you're interested in finding out more about anything DataXchange related, you'd like to have a personal demo, if you're kind of new to DataXchange or you're on the fence about your purchase, please email us at sales@scytec.com. And you can also inquire about getting this new update a little bit sooner than some of our other clients if you are a current DataXchange client right now. So please email us at sales@scytec.com if you have any questions about anything coming up. And then other than that, that is it for this morning. As I said, we will be having our final webinar for the year and then starting these back up in February or March of next year. Thank you all for joining us here this morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and thank you for joining us.